Now when I were a lad with me mum and me dad, we never had any fun. I used to work from morn till night, I thought I'd have a run. Well, Longton Shore were coming on and I swore I'd have me day. So I collars me hat and me walking stick and I buggered off right away. Like a fine old English gentleman, one of the old brigade. Well, I thought I'd like to go to church, I'd never been in me day. I felt so damned ashamed of myself, I didn't know the way. There were old folk and young folk in pews and boxes sat. One silly old bugger sat next to me, said, lad, take off the hat. Like a fine old English gentleman, one of the old brigade. Well, they preached a while and prayed a while like good and honest men. They talked to rich folk going to heaven and poor folk going to hell. One silly old bugger stood up aloft and shouted out amen. I said, shut up, you silly old bugger, you might go there this hell. Like a fine old English gentleman, one of the old brigade. Then a chap comes up with a box of brass and he quietly hands it round. And me not being a greedy old bugger, I only took half a crown. One silly old bugger, he stared at me, I thought you were bound today. I said, shut up, you silly old bugger, I've left some in for thee. Like a fine old English gentleman, one of the old brigade. Now when all were o'er and all were done and folk were homeward bound, I toddled off to Longton Shore to spend me half a crown. And by gum, I had some fun, I wish I could have stayed. But when me brass had all been spent, to Longton back I came. Like a fine old English gentleman, one of the old brigade.